So in the previous class, we have studied the concept of differential phase shift keying. Okay, so what is this differential phase shift keying? Why it is necessary, and how differential phase shift keying signal or a DPSK signal has been generated? What is the transmitter block diagram, or how can we develop a DPSK transmitter? All those things have been studied in the previous class. So today we will continue the discussion about the design of the DPSK receiver, or in other words, how to develop a DPSK receiver. Remember, we are doing the DPSK modulation technique for non-coherent detection. The DPSK system is mainly designed for non-coherent detection. Okay, that you are supposed to keep it in mind. We are supposed to keep it in mind, and we will just bother about the receiver design. So before getting into the receiver design, just let me have the revision of the topic. So here, what exactly differential PSK contains? It contains initially differential encoding, and the differential encoded data are binary phase shift keying or BPSK modulated. That is what it will happen. As an example, if you observe, you are having the binary bits or the binary data as follows, which is given in the first row. The second row indicates the differential encoded data as per the equation. Okay, so now based on this differential encoded data, you are BPSK modulating. If you want to transmit, if the decay is 1, then that phase is 0. If the decay is 0, the phase is pi. So this is how you have generated a DPSK signal. But how are you supposed to analyze the DPSK signal? The differential phase shift keying signal is this. Suppose, just observe the blue colored data, that is this 0. If you want to transmit 0, then what are you supposed to do? You check what is the phase of the carrier in the previous instant. Initially, what is the phase of the carrier, you should know. Then if you want to transmit 0, you advance the phase of the carrier by pi radians. This is what you are supposed to do. Okay, what you are assuming, you want to transmit 0. If you want to transmit 0, for the previously, what was the phase of the carrier? It was 0. Then if you want to transmit symbol 0, you advance by an amount of pi. Similarly, if you want to transmit 1, initially you will check what is the phase of the carrier. So the phase of the carrier is 0. Then if you want to transmit 1, you leave the phase of the carrier unchanged. Don't change the phase. So the pictorial representation of what I have told is given over here. Suppose you want to transmit symbol 1, we will check the initial phase of the carrier. Means for a duration of 0 to TB, what was the carrier phase, we will check. Now, if you want to transmit symbol 1, we will leave the phase of the carrier unchanged. So we have not done any change to the phase of the carrier. Okay, so therefore the DPSK equation, the equation for DPSK, it depends upon the initial phase. Okay, it depends upon the initial phase. So therefore what they are going to write is, for the equation of DPSK, they will consider the initial value also and then the final value. So both values they are supposed to consider. Depending upon the initial phase, they are changing the phase of the carrier based on the symbol. If symbol 1, no phase change. So how are they going to represent? For 0 to TB, what is this time interval? This is the initial time interval. So then if you want to transmit symbol 1, for the next time interval, that is TB to 2 TB, you transmit this signal, means no change in the phase. Suppose if you want to transmit 0, initially you are going to observe for 0 to TB, the phase of the carrier is this. You can assume carrier phase is 0. Okay, now if you want to transmit 0, then what are you going to do? You are advancing the phase of the carrier by an amount of pi radians. So you are advancing, you are changing the phase of the carrier by pi radians. So this is what you are supposed to do. So normally all equations previously whatever you have studied, it was written for 0 to TB. But in DPSK, you have to work for two time intervals. The first time interval is 0 to TB, that refers to the initial phase. TB to 2 TB refers to the transmitted phase. Okay, depending upon the initial phase, you vary the phase of the carrier. So 0 to TB, this one is the initial. TB to 2 TB, this is the duration of the transmission, symbol transmission. Okay, so this much you have studied in the previous class. So with this, we will get into the concept of DPSK receiver. Remember, the DPSK concept has been introduced for non-coherent detection. What do you mean by non-coherent detection? At the receiver, or the receiver is not having the idea of the phase of the carrier. Why? Because the channel will alter the phase of the carrier randomly. We don't know what is the phase of the carrier. It will alter the phase of the carrier randomly. Okay. Now, for that, in that particular case, how to design a receiver for phase modulation technique. So this is the design. So now you are before getting into the receiver block diagram. So this is the receiver block diagram. So before getting into the block diagram, if you know the concepts, if you know the associated concepts, then analyzing that block diagram would be very easier. So therefore, we will just concentrate on this particular block diagram. So what does this block diagram say? Sorry, what does this signal flow, or what does this diagram, it can be called as, it is called a signal space diagram. So what does this specify? That we will see now. Suppose, let us consider two cases. Let us consider two cases. Okay, now we have, if you observe the DPSK, during each column indicates a particular time interval. So during each time interval, you are transmitting the carrier. You can analyze, during each time interval you are transmitting the carrier. If you want to transmit one, you will leave the phase of the carrier same. If you want to transmit 0, you will change the phase of the carrier. If you will change the phase of the carrier. I hope you are understanding. During every time intervals, you are having a signal. A signal would be transmitted during every time interval. So if you want to transmit one, what are you going to do? Depending upon the previous phase, you are changing the phase of the carrier. That's what you are going to do now. So therefore, what we will do is, at a particular point of time, at any point of time, you are having a carrier. You are having the signal. What would be the phase of the signal? Either it would be 0. Here, what is the phase of the carrier? 0. What is the phase of the carrier? 0. In other case, phase of the carrier is 0. Over here, there is a out of phase. The phase is inverted. So therefore, at any instant of time, you are having only two things: the carrier and its inverted shape. Okay. So that is what you are able to observe the signal in every time instant. I hope you are understanding. So what am I telling is, see, if you want to transmit symbol 0, what were you doing? This was the previous signal. To this signal, you did a phase shift of 180 degrees. Okay. So what were you doing for symbol 1 transmission? Initially, if this was the carrier, you are transmitting again a carrier, but with 0 phase. That means that during every time interval, you are having a signal. You are having a signal, but what happens? The phase may be 0, or the phase may be, you can expect a 180 degree phase shift. So therefore, in every time instant, in every time instant, you are having a signal, okay, with phase 0 and with a phase of 180 degrees or an inverted phase. So phase 0 signal is being represented over here, root of 2 EB by TB cos 2 pi FCT. Then what does this theta, where did this theta come? This theta is the phase, random phase introduced by the channel. Initially this theta won't be there. Once you transmit the signal over the channel will introduce us some additional phase, that is this theta. Okay, so this is okay, don't bother about the further simplifications. Come to case 2. What would be the other case? The carrier phase may be 180 degree out of phase. So that would be represented by minus root of 2 EB by TB cos 2 pi FCT. So this minus indicates a 180 degree phase shift. Then what does this theta indicates? The theta indicates the phase introduced by the channel. Okay. Now, if you then what you do is you expand, you substitute root of 2 EB by TB as A, and cos 2 pi FCT plus theta. This is left as it is. Then you expand this using the cos of A plus B identity, wherein you are going to get like this. Then what you do, you just rewrite the expression as follows: A cos theta cos 2 pi FCT minus A sin theta sin 2 pi FCT. The coefficient which is associated with the cos 2 pi FCT is A cos theta. Write this over here as an ordered pair. The coefficient associated with sin, you write it as, sin means minus sign. You should consider this minus also. Minus should not be written over here. The coefficient which is associated with the sign, you should take only this, the A sin theta. Okay, so therefore in the first case, the x of t is expressed in terms of in phase and quadrature phase components. So this A cos theta is called as in phase component, and this A sin theta is called as quadrature component. Why it is called in phase? It is associated with cos. Why this is called quadrature phase? It is associated with sine. Therefore, this A sin theta is called as quadrature component. Okay, so now what I will do, I will represent this x of t in the form of a point as follows. Remember, here I am not using any basis function and all. I am representing the signal in terms of the in phase and quadrature phase components as follows. Signal. So what does this xi and xq? It is in phase component, and xq refers to quadrature phase component. It would be A cos theta and A sin theta. This will, when we are having this, if you are transmitting the signal without any phase change. What would be the other case? You may transmit the signal with a phase change, that is 180 degree phase shift, that has been indicated by this minus sign. If you do this, then you are going to get the in phase component as minus A cos theta and quadrature phase component as minus A sin theta. So I have written again xi xq means in phase component, quadrature phase component for the second case. Second case means we are transmitting an out of phase signals. So therefore, in DPSK receiver, or if you are receiving any DPSK, you are having only two choices: carrier with no phase change, carrier with phase change. Okay, that is what it is. We are expecting carrier with no phase change and carrier with phase change. So these two things are plotted. So this is a signal which represents carrier with no phase difference. What does this point represent? This point represents the signal or the carrier with 180 degree phase difference. Any signal with 180 degree phase difference is being represented over here. This is having zero phase. This is if the signal, if it is having 180 degree phase, this is the representation. Only 2 points are possible in the DPSK. One is the signal with zero phase, another one is the signal with opposite phase. This is how the diagram has been written. So the x-axis is the in-phase component and the quadrature phase component. They have plotted. Okay, so whenever the signal experiences a phase change, then what is going to happen? The signal point would lie over here, or the signal is represented at this particular point that has been written. So how does this point to be read as? This point is having the coordinates a cos theta and a sin theta. Then what does this point has? Minus a cos theta and minus a sin theta. Okay, if the carrier is having zero phase, this is the case. If there is any phase shift in the carrier, then the signal is represented by this particular point. So this, up till this we have learned. Now let us observe this block diagram. So now what we have done is x of t. Just observe over here. There is xi0. Just read this xi0, and you are having another thing xi1. Don't bother about the lower channel. Just bother about the upper channel. Each path is having two channels. One is this normal channel and another one is the delay channel. Currently, don't bother about the delay channel. Just bother about the exact channels. Over here also, if you observe over here, don't bother about the delay channel. xi0 and xq0. What are these things? From the signal, you are extracting the in-phase component and quadrature components. Then what does this 0 represent? 0 represents the time instant. Okay, by now you have received a signal, that is x of t. You pass through this block, then it is called as xi0. Okay, that is the thing. Then what is xi? What is this xi1? In the next time interval, you are supposed to receive another signal. So that is represented by xi1. That is how you are supposed to understand. What are you, or you can, what you can do is you can interchange also, but better you try to understand what I am telling. You are having a signal. So from the signal, you got the in-phase component. So this will give you the in-phase component. How? Multiply with cos 2 pi fct and integrate, you will get in-phase component at one particular instant. At the next, okay, this is this. Similarly here also. Similarly, what are you supposed to do? xq0. Just understand only this xq0. Let us not bother about the delay line. What does this xq0 represent? It represents the quadrature phase components. Okay, so now we will come xi and xq, you know that. Then what does this 0 represents and 1 represents? That we will see it now. Now let us try to analyze what the receiver is going to do. Then you will exactly come to know about the block diagram. So now I have not completely explained the block diagram. I have just explained you this upper channel and the lower channel, and we will bother about, or we will understand about what does this delay block will do. Okay, that we will see later. So now if the receiver, what does the receiver will do? So receiver, it will receive the signal at two time intervals from 0 to TB. At 0 to TB, it will receive the signal, and from TB to 2 TB, this is the time instant. Okay, you should understand what does this. This is the time instant. From 0 to TB, it will receive one signal. From TB to 2 TB, it will receive another signal. So the signals which are received are represented as follows. From 0 to TB, whatever the signal you are receiving is represented as xi0, xq0. What are this xi0 and xq0? In phase component and quadrature phase component. Signal represented in the form of a point. So what does 0 represent? Signal received at a time TB. Then at time 2 TB means what? From TB to 2 TB. Okay, in the second time interval, you are receiving another signal that is represented as xi1 and xq1. what does this 0 and 1 represent is 0 represents the initial one, 1 represents the final one. Okay, that is what you are supposed to understand. So I repeat, what will the receiver will do? The receiver will receive the signal and gets the in phase and quadrature phase components. So in phase and quadrature phase components are represented as xi and xq. So this 0 represents what? This represents the signal during the time 0 to TB, and this xi1 this represents the signal which is received at 0 from TB to 2TB. That is what you are supposed to do. Then why are we doing this? So why we are doing this, that we will see now. Let us go back to the basic analysis. So what is the very basic analysis? Just observe over here. So now initially the signal received this, just carefully observe. Initially the receiver received this signal, and found out its in phase and quadrature phase components. Okay, yes, that is the case. Then during the next time, the receiver received this signal, the signal which is written in the dark color. Now it will check the in phase and the quadrature phase components. And now the receiver, what it will do, it will try to plot those two signals in this graph. So actually those two signals will coincide at the same point. Those two signals will roughly coincide at the same point. I hope you are understanding. Why? Because the two signals are having the same phase. Initially what it will do, it will receive that signal. Okay, it will calculate the in phase and quadrature phase component. So what that it will do, it will plot over here. Let us assume the signal has been plotted over here. Then during the next interval, the receiver will receive the signal, and it will compute the in phase and quadrature phase components. Since there is no phase shift, the signal which is received now, that will also get plotted over here. So this is one case. So now what would you understand from this? What would you understand from this is, what if the transmitted symbol is 1, then the two vectors roughly lie in the same direction. Now what he did was, then from the point view, he will treat this as a vector. So this is a point, then what is the vector? The line which is shown in the dotted line. This dotted line forms a vector. So now I will receive a signal, I will plot just plot the point, then this is the vector. After the next interval, I will receive a signal. That signal may be in phase or it might be out of phase. If it is in phase, then that point will also lie here, and the vector will coincide with the previous vector. Okay, that is what it has been, they have written. If the transmitted symbol is 1, then the two vectors roughly lie in the same direction. What are those vectors? The vectors, let it be represented by x0 and x1. x0 and x1. Here you can treat the points, but for the sake of analysis, he has converted the signal to a vector. That you know how to convert a signal to a vector. That is very easy. This is x0, right? You enclose this with brackets, square brackets, then that would become a vector. Okay. Now, so if the transmitted symbol is when the two vectors lie in the same direction, if that is the case, okay, that is one case. Then if the transmitted symbol is 0, again we will analyze. If the transmitted symbol is 0, see, initially the phase of the carrier is this. Okay, here you will plot, the point is plotted over here because the phase of the carrier is 0. If we assume, it will be plotted over here. Then the next time interval, there is a 180-degree phase shift. Then where will you plot the point? You will plot the point over here. Correct. Now, if these 2 points, they are opposite to each other. And obviously, how are the vectors? the vectors, they are aligned in the same direction? No, the vectors, one vector is aligned over here and the another vector is aligned over here, or in other words, the vectors are not lying in the same direction. So that is what you are supposed to understand. So now what they are going to do, actually they will have the point. Now this is the point and this would be the associated vector. So okay, so if the both the points, if both the signals, if they appear in phase, then the 2 points will appear over here, the vectors will be in the same direction. If one point is over here, or one received signal is plotted as a point and it is placed over here, and the second received signal, if it is out of phase, then it would lie over here, then the vectors are in opposite directions. So if two vectors, if they are in the same direction, then mathematically their inner product is positive. Inner product means, so this is the two vectors x0 and x1. This is the initial vector and this is the final vector. So if you compute this inner product, which is shown over here, then that inner product value is greater than 0. You can cross check that. Suppose if you transmit the symbol 0, anybody can assume if you transmit the symbol 0, then you know that. So so during the symbol 0 transmission, so the there you can only observe this is the first signal, okay, and see the second signal, it is out of phase. So therefore, if you convert these things to points, then one signal will lie over here and another signal point or another signal will lie over here. So therefore, during the symbol 0 transmission, if you compute the inner product of the vectors, then obviously it will lie in different directions. Hence, the inner product would be less than 0. So this is how they are going to design the receivers. So let me summarize what they are going to do. They will get the signal. Okay, the signal would be converted into points. So how the signal would be converted into points and what are the natures I have shown. Signal with 0 phase, the point looks like this. Signal with out of phase, the point will look like minus a cos theta and minus a sin theta. Okay, let us observe the block diagram in the next class. Okay, so now you will convert the signal into points. How will you convert? From you will have to take two durations, 0 to TB and from TB to 2TB. So 0 to TB, it is represented as this 0, xi0 and xq0. From TB to 2TB, it is represented as xi1 and xq1. So this xi0 and xq0, this one is represented by the vector x0, xi1, xq1 is represented by the vectors x1. Okay, now if you transmit symbol 1, then the two signals received at the time instance from 0 to TB and TB to 2TB, they are having same phase. Then if you plot the points will lie over here and the vector means join the point with respect to origin. So the vectors will also lie in the same direction. That is what you are supposed to understand. So if you want to transmit 0, then what is going to happen? The phases are opposite. So therefore, one signal will lie over here, or one signal point will lie over here and another signal point will lie over here. Means if you analyze in the form of a vectors, then these two vectors are opposite in nature. So whenever you have transmitted symbol 1, then the vectors are in same direction, inner product is positive. When you transmit 0, the inner product is negative. So this is the basis of the receiver design. So we will revise the same topic tomorrow. Tomorrow I will again discuss the same DPSK receiver and with the block diagram. So now I am stopping the session. Okay.